Welcome everybody back to the channel. Welcome back to 3 Real Motion Outdoors. It's your boy Khalil G, and today's video, I have got to get rid of these pucks. I have zillions of pucks from all the different baits that I've made over the years, and now I want to get one super mega remelt session going. Clear out as much plastic as I can and turn them into something usable and fishable. So this is going to be everything in all the different colors. So it's going to end up being a smorgasbord. It may just end up being black. I don't know, but it's going to be full of various floating and sinking and salt and non-salt and everything you can imagine that would happen when you mix dozens upon dozens of pucks into one container. I actually can't wait to see what it looks like. Let's get started. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here is the magical Presto pot, which I have had for well over a year, and you guys missed a little me putting this together because all of this was in pieces. Handles, feet, this thing breaks into like 4 different pieces, and I hate these magnetized connections. They're absolutely terrible. So companies, please stop doing that. Give me a conventional full connection plug, okay? Not just a magnet to the plug. I don't like that. But anyway, let's get started with these. We got pucks everywhere. I have a bowl of pucks here, okay? If you come over here a little bit, as we valley through my stuff here, I think it's this one. So if we pop this top and pop this top, well, there it is. Pop that top. Plastic for days. So let's get it up here on the table, see what it looks like. Oh, there it is. Look at this monstrosity of baits. I mean, plastic pucks. I got pucks in all shapes and sizes, old streamers and bags and bags of pucks, and bags and bags and bags upon bags upon bags upon bags upon bags of pucks. So I have nowhere else to store pucks now. Alright, we're going to get started with the simple stuff, like turning it on and seeing if it works. I'm going to put it at 350. Hopefully it doesn't black out the house. You know, every time something's running on my countertop here, it shuts this part of the garage down. Now, before I turned all this on, before I got it started, I already, oh dang, it got warm really fast. I coated it with worm oil, just try to protect it so it can all peel up out of there when it's done. But for the most part, yeah, dang, it's already steaming out, smoking. So I guess I'm gonna start adding stuff and seeing where we get. I have to come by and stir it up. Let's see, that one sizzle right on down. A little bit of whites, a little bit of yellows, and this is solid, so that's going to make a stiff bait. A couple more of these browns and greens and yellows and reds and blues and wahs and hees and haws. All these scraps in here. Get some color. Get these scraps in there. All these old worms that didn't turn out. All these non-panning out creatures. Hopefully with the pot on smelt, that it'll make some it'll keep them nice and regular without burning them. That's really what my hope is, to not burn them. I think all of this is from the last time I did a mega melt. I ended up with more stuff to melt. So I'm going to avoid using any of the old remelt and trying to use some of this new remelt first. Some of these new colors, some of this new stuff that I ain't never touched. Old frogs, old worms. You guys remember this from the last video? Didn't pan out. Goes in the sauce. What's wrong with this frog here? Nothing. Don't know why he's in this bag. Maybe he just needed a place to be. So, I'm not going to melt that. It's a perfectly good plastic. Stuff like this where it was multiple colors, which looked nice in thought, and then it's full of salt. Yeah, that's something right there. Oh yeah, it's definitely got a liquid mess going on down there. That's coming up way faster than I thought it was. Oh wow, it's already at 350 degrees, that's why. Well, this is not going to take long at all. Trying to think of what I need to stir it with. Maybe I need to get this this container off the table here. Put some more lighter colors in here, because there's a lot of dark colors. Put this away. Yeah, that pretty blue goes in there. Bag of slime. Yeah. There's another frog in here. What's up with these frogs? How much of this was thrown? I'm sorry. Nothing wrong with those frogs. Or else I just didn't like them. Like, oh, I don't like that. Alright, pot's full. I can only imagine how many baits this is going to make. So I will get back with you guys when this has become liquid. Okay. Well, I've centered it in a spot where the camera's got a better view of it, better lighting. I have a top. I'm going to keep the heat in, let the plastic melt. Yeah, and then I'll come back, and when I come back, we're going to clamp a ton of mold together, stir this up, and see if we can run a bunch of worms or something in whatever color this is when it's done. See you guys in a second. Alright, I wanted to bring you guys back in right here. Trying to find a way to, I don't know, stir this thing. I'm really trying not to scrape it up with, a metal knife, but it is bubbling out the sides. It is, well, not really, but it's not really melting here along the top. I know it's going to take a while, but I just kind of wanted to stir the pot a little bit, see what was going on down there, see if it's melting at all. And it appears to be. It appears to be. It's taking its sweet time, but it's doing what it's got to do. So, alright, well, I guess I got to leave it. Let it do what it does. Alright, and we're back. Okay. This took an incredibly long time to get to. Like, what you're seeing is what finally came of all of that stuff. Oh, I think I was supposed to go like this. But it took all day. This is a whole nother day. This stuff was melting well into midnight last night, and I just didn't want to leave it running all night, so I turned it back off. And, I went to work, called home, and had this turned back on in the middle of the day, so it'll be liquidy by the time I got home. I still had to stir it a little bit and wait and break up chunks and pull stuff out and everything. But now you see I'm whipping it. It's nice, smooth texture, almost like, it's like honey. It's really thick because of all the different materials, and some good, some bad, some super thick, some super light, some burnt, some not burnt. It's a lot. So what I want to do is I want to start trying to run some of them. I just cleaned up my gun, and I want to run them and put them into the molds here and see what happens. I want to use up a lot of it so that way it'll start cooking and being thinner because it's able to process more heat. Because right now, I think the heat is the problem because the top layer of this, that's why I keep stirring it, because the top layer of this starts to solidify if you leave it for a second, almost like it's not carrying any heat. So you got to keep rotating the plastic a lot. And I didn't understand that in the beginning, but now that I do, I continuously rotate this plastic, and so far it's been doing really well to stay liquidy in the last 10 to 20 minutes or so I've been out here working on it. So aside from my edges looking all crazy, I think I'm going to try to pump a few of these into this. I don't mind the screaming if y'all can actually hear that. The two little kids, my neighbors, are playing outside. All right. Let's see what we can get out of this. I don't know if we can suck this stuff up. We got something. We got some syrup. Oh no. Alright, this is the wide view we're going to try to stick at this wide view for the remainder of this taping. So that way you can see the pot that needs to be stirred and the baits that are being made on this side here. So that way I don't have to keep adjusting the camera to make sure you guys can see everything. I know this is in frame, and I know this is in frame. So hopefully this is okay with you guys and it doesn't bother you, that you can see what you see. But yeah, I got this liquid piping hot again. I got to make sure it's stirred. It's super hot. I'm going to turn the temperature back down some. I don't want it to burn. I just wanted it to be super liquidy so I could pump it. And this felt like a much better pump this time. Ooh, yep. And the sky just opened up, so now it's raining. That's just going to be great for moisture and content. Well, anyway, let's see what these look like. Alright everybody, it's been a really long time since I started this video, and I actually wasn't even going to complete it because so many things had started going awry and it was taking so long. Like, you saw me chop up a video and get you to the point where it was melted and get you to the next point, but you don't recognize how much time it took to get to that point. Like, these things were not melting at all. I had 2 or 3 days into it to get some melting and get everything pressed up. So I am going to show you what I got. I just realized I didn't end the video because I couldn't end the video because of all the things that happened. So I'm going to give you an explanation of all the things that happened since the time I stopped pressing those baits. But I got a lot of baits, and I'm gonna let you see them right now. Okay, well, the first thing that happened was when I had that pot sitting here cooking, it got so hot that it shattered my table. I didn't even know it was broken until my lady came and said she cut her hand wiping something, and sure enough, it's got a little lip right here, pure glass. And yeah, that wasn't helpful to my situation. And then there was this. This is what that pot did to the bottom of that bait. It was just so many times it had to be remelted and remade and remelted and remade and remelted and remade that this is what it ended up looking like. Now, it looked pretty good if you look at it from this angle. Like, you could see all the colors, how beautiful that brown was. But then this side, of course, is scarred and broken and damaged. And that wasn't conducive to finishing because it was just not melting and it was starting to burn. Everything that was sucking up in the injector was having chunks of burnt plastic in it, which is making it really hard to inject. So I had to call it quits on this thing. And what I ended up with was this mountain of baits. Just beautiful, all kinds of various colors, all kinds of various flake. And, you know, each one is very different, very unique on what you might see or find inside of it, and all the sizes. I think they came out pretty well, but let me straighten them out and see what we can really get into. And just like that, we got more worms than we can shake a stick at. These are the 5-inch, and we got the 4-inch over here. We got the drop shot. I'm sorry, not the drop shot. The shaky head worm that I got here, the diamond tail. We got a good amount of these out of there. And then, of course, we got some lizards. And that's all I can get out of that massive remelt right before the puck actually burnt and I was unable to do anything major with it. So this is what we end up with. And this is what I ended up with. So let me see if I can get some action shots, get you a better look. You're okay. So you guys see, this is just the small stuff you deal with as a bait maker, trying to get rid of a lot of pucks and get rid of all your excess plastic, because it's always a lot and it always ends up taking up a lot of space. So it's always good to be able to do this when you can. But anyway, thanks for coming out and watching this video. Thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate all the watches. I appreciate all the views. I appreciate everybody that subscribes. Go and give this one a thumbs up if you can. It's free to do. It doesn't cost you a thing. Helps your boy out. That's all we want is a little bit of help and a little bit of assistance, right? A little bit of love. Anyway, thank y'all all for coming out. Peace. Thank you for rocking with me. See you on the next one.